How you doing? How you feeling? My name's Falafel. If you are wondering what you witnessed in the previous clip and why I have two different eyeshadow looks going on my face, I filmed an entire review of an eyeshadow palette with no audio. Then I started to review a second one and I forgot to press record. Clap it up, clap it up. It's beautiful. I am recording. There is mic input. We're doing this because this product is so cool, I refuse to give up on this video. Third time's a charm, y'all. Let's get into it. The wonderful, wonderful, incredible people at Hubtaku have provided me with the opportunity to review for you the Game Beauty Persona 5 collab eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna do that a lot during this video. That's the only thing that's gonna keep me sane. Oh, I got eyeshadows. The swatch got on my shirt. So again, this is Game Beauty's Persona 5 Royal Metaverse Eyeshadow Palette. Can we get into the packaging first? Yes, I work in marketing, but like, look at the packaging. The branding is strong. I've already just swatched and used these colors, but I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again because I really need y'all to get into how cool this eyeshadow palette is. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. So the same critiques I gave when I first filmed this is the same critiques I'm gonna give when I show y'all the swatches now and talk about the eyeshadow and how it actually applies on the face. First, the front of this palette is so beautiful. I'm a sucker for packaging. I'm sorry, I can't help it. You can see all the swatches of the colors here. I will swatch them again on the free arm. Now the interesting thing is that I had assumed that all the colors or the names were going to be based off of characters from Persona 5. They are all actually based off the palaces that are in there. So we have Castle of Lust, Museum of Vanity, Bank of Gluttony, Pyramid of Wrath, Spaceport of Greed in the center, Casino of Jealousy, Cruiser of Pride, Scientific Model Eden, and Prison of Progression. I'm gonna go through each color, swatch it on the arm, and then we'll talk about it. First things first that I noticed with Castle of Lust, that is this nice kind of plum, almost wine color really. It's not as pigmented as all the others. That is one pass. Here's a second. Really packing it on. And I rubbed a lot more with this color the first time too than any other one to get the color on there. It's a little harder one to show on the skin, at least my skin. It's not as pigmented, I think, as the other colors are. Wait until we get into these other ones, right? Museum of Vanity is this nice kind of tangerine color up top. I like how rich it is. Like even on the finger, like that's bright. And that's one pass with my finger. Look how pretty that is. It's hard sometimes if I don't use like a white base on my eyes to get a color like this to really pop like that. I think it's beautiful. Bank of Gluttony next. Just take a little bit of that. It's like a nice tealish, it's like a teal gray almost. It looks like in camera and in the palette. But when I put it onto my skin, it really pops a lot more. It's a really nice teal blue. It's almost like minty in a way. Isn't that beautiful? Again, a color that usually takes a lot more to show on my skin, and it's showing very well. Pyramid of Wrath is this, this next, do you want to call it sepia? Let's call it sepia. I called it something weird earlier, but that version doesn't exist because there's no audio. We're gonna do this nice orange sepia Pyramid of Wrath. I'm gonna take it. Beautiful, gorgeous, lovely. I actually really like that color. And I'll tell you which colors, we'll make a game out of it. Guess in the comments which ones I got on my eyes. That's probably one of my favorites of this palette is Pyramid of Wrath. Those are all matte shadows. We have 3 shimmers in this palette. We have 3 shimmers in this palette. Spaceport of Greed, Casino of Jealousy, and Cruiser of Pride. Now, Spaceport of Greed, let's get into it. Nice deep midnight blue. Ooh, you see that shimmer? You see that shine? I like that color a lot. It's a very, very pretty shimmery dark blue. I'm gonna go in with Casino of Jealousy. This is the gold right here.
Say.
I'm gonna, that is such a good gold. On my skin, that looks so great. I did use that on my eyes. I'll get into the application of it. Cruiser of Pride is like this really nice purple shimmer. I'm gonna take some of that here, put it right under. This one's kind of interesting. I'm gonna swatch a little bit more because in some lights it looks black, like that's how dark it is, but then when that color reflects off the light and you get that shimmer, that like nice cobalty purple comes in. Scientific Model Eden is the next one, and it is an actual cobalt. It's like really pretty deep blue. And we swatch it. Do you see how good that color is on one pass? That's why. Look at all these other ones. And then look how pigmented it is. I think that's the most, between that and Pyramid of Wrath, those are the two most pigmented. Honestly, Museum of Vanity is quite pigmented too. Castle of Lust and Bank of Gluttony are a little bit lighter. And then the shimmers are shimmers, but like, oh, that blue is so beautiful. And then the last one that I have here is Prison of Regression. Take some of that, put it. That one's a little lighter. I will admit that that one swatched better the first time than the second. Let me go in again. It's kind of interesting now doing it a second time and seeing how the colors kind of really pop up. Yeah, very like rich warm brown, which is like my favorite. Looks so good. So that's how the colors swatch. They're not exact because I ran out of space on this arm, so I had to move some up. But you can kind of see a comparison left and right of some of the colors. Again, Castle of Lust, it's the lightest one. It's not as heavy as the other ones. So it might be a good like blending color or transition color. I would not use that as like the main focus just because you would take a lot of product to really get your bang for your buck, you know what I mean? Now let's talk about the eyeshadow looks that I did, and then that's when I realized that I was filming without audio for 17, almost 20 minutes. Before doing this, all I had on was, I had my everyday makeup, but all I had eye-wise was brown eyeliner and mascara. So I did not have a primer on my lid. Take that with a grain of salt, right? For how the pigment is gonna show up on the skin without a primer. These would pop a lot more if I did have a primer, but I wanted to show you kind of just like a base level of how these colors actually blend and show. On this eye, I used a lot of the blues. On the other, I'll use a lot of the warmer ones. So I did use, and may go back in just to show, Scientific Model Eden is the outside of this eye. And I think it is so beautiful. Like, I'll add in more. I did use Spaceport of Greed on like the outer part of the center of my lid. Just right there. And then the gold, which took more swipes than I would like to really show, is in the inner lid. So that's a second application of that eye after letting it sit for however long it took me to film this second round. But what I will say is that there is an incredible amount of fallout, which is what all of this like bluish tint is right here. I'll play back the like no audio clip of me just like swiping it away. It's kind of ridiculous. On this side is where all of these like really lush browns come in, and this side might actually be my favorite of the two. So I used Prison of Regression in my crease and above it, and I blended also with Pyramid of Wrath to get, I don't even want to touch it again because I just really love how beautiful this color is. Maybe I'll bring it in a little bit more. Let's do that. In. It's just so warm and lush and pretty. I'm obsessed. This color looks so good. So that's a combination of Prison of Regression, which is darker brown, Pyramid of Wrath, which is the lighter. No real fallout with this side. The browns didn't have fallouts like the blue did. The blue was a lot, but. And then I used the Bank of Gluttony, which is again that like minty kind of gray, right in the center and inner corner of my eyelid. Oh, I could go out with this eye look. Like, that looks really beautiful. This side of the blues, I like it more than any other blue I own currently, which is saying a lot. I have a lot of blues, and then I'm thinking of like when I do Meta Night or King Dedede and I have blue makeup on, it takes less swipes to really get that pigment in. It is a very pigmented blue, but I feel like it's a little bit too cool for my personal preference. I'm thrilled to know that I did now re-record this video successfully, both with the record button on and the audio going. That's beautiful. So thank you again, Hubtaku, for providing me with the opportunity to review the Game Beauty Persona 5 collab Metaverse Eyeshadow Palette. If I had to give it a score, if I had to give it a rating, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. I think that most of the colors are super pigmented and are beautiful colors. The fallout is excessive for some of them, but I'm forgiving it for a lot of these other colors that are part of it. So 8 out of 10 I feel like is a good, accurate score for this product. If you like this video, be sure to like and comment. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to do that as well. Stay up to date in the news, in the know. I also stream on Twitch every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday nights now. Thursday, no longer Wednesday. You can check all my social media in the description below to keep up with stream schedules, cosplay content, video game content, and more. I appreciate you watching. Okay, thank you, goodbye.